Yo, what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
What up, man?
What's happening? Uh,
How you been, man?
yeah, doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Been kind of, I decided to, like, we were talking like the other week about like kind of like rethinking, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So, so I'm also I'm thinking about like my portfolio and like kind of,
Hmm.
I'm thinking about like how to have a more like comprehensive view towards
Mm-hmm.
design, right?
Yeah.
And so that I have to find a way to show that in the portfolio.
Yeah.
So some of that is really when you think about how people think, um, I think brand has a lot to do with it, right? Like what's the overall, at least the stuff I'm thinking about, right? I'm thinking about like what's the service that I provide at
Yeah.
this point in my career, at this point in my life? What do I want to provide? What am I best suited for, right?
Yeah.
So obviously it's probably more of a design thinking, it's probably more of an overall brand approach, kind of little picture, but also how all the things work together, right?
Yeah.
So right now, that's where I'm at right now is like, okay, how can I create content that kind of puts that image, that picture together, that message.
Yeah.
So I think in some ways there's a branding component of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, what's the overall brand image of this company or whatever it is that comes from product, that comes obviously logos and design. I mean, that's everything, right? And so
Right.
it's not like this is revolutionary. Lots of people do this. You do
Right.
this,
Right.
but my portfolio doesn't really show that. It's
Mm.
very kind of specific on specific projects, and it's not really showing a big picture approach. So
Right.
yeah. So anyways, that's what I'm focused on lately.
That's really how should I say it's a breakthrough in your
Mm,
career
mm,
into a new step
mhm. Yeah.
because I thought about that for a long time, right before I came to Korea, and then right after I start teaching in university, and it got me think, just like what you said, what is myself
Hmm.
as a brand or even as a product?
Yeah.
It's not important to show all the technical skills
Mm,
because I had to think not like a junior or senior designer who's working at a company. I had to think like, well, I'm just gonna tell you my mentor, my mentor was Chris Bangle. If
mm,
Chris Bangle makes a portfolio or introduction of a document,
yeah.
he won't make one like what I make, right?
Yeah.
Because say, even if it's not an interview, when he walks in, there's like a trust. Of course, like he's got BMW background as a VP or whatnot. Um, More than that, when someone walks in and then show them and tell them what they are,
Yeah.
how would I approach that?
Yeah.
You know, I need to think different. I need to think outside of myself because it's not about the client. It's not about my
Yeah.
skill levels and technicality. It's about okay, if I bring that person in, even if you know, like last time you interviewed at Bell, you said,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. They said it this specific position you might
Hmm.
not like it, but kind of whether it's a pretty candy words or not,
Hmm.
I wanna use you in some other ways, right?
Right.
So there's a possibility it makes them think.
Right.
That means they like you, right?
Right. Right.
So I think you need to amplify that because to me, Brent, your your skills and then your strengths are not just like a specific task person.
Mm.
You're very all around and then knowledgeable on a lot of things, and then you can adapt into many situations in many layers. So how do you penetrate that into those people who's been accustomed to a single task? You know what I'm saying? That's hard
Yeah.
because like they're not like that.
No.
And most likely they won't believe a person like that will come into that door.
Yeah. It's like you're not looking to convince another designer. You're not
Right.
looking to
Right.
convince a design manager,
Right.
right? It's like you got to go to the
Right.
top,
You're
right?
exactly right. You're
And
exactly right.
and so here's the thing too then, and me, I've been trying to come up with the right word here because I feel like design has been, and we've mentioned this before, the language has been corrupted.
Right.
Everything is design.
Right.
Like when you look, it's shocking to me when you see product design as a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already accepted that, okay, product design, now they're calling apps product.
Right. Right.
And I've accepted that. Okay, fine. I think it's wrong and it should have another term, but I've accepted it. But what I think is amazing is you'll see a product designer job and it will be you're designing like insurance products or finance products
Mm-hmm.
or like it's technically a product, I guess they sell,
Right.
but it just takes this whole definition and just blows it up and it's confusing for everybody
Right.
because now even the non-designer is the word design is getting into their vocabulary,
Mm-hmm.
so they no longer know really or appreciate what you do as a designer
Right. Right.
potentially.
Right.
So I've been thinking, and I don't have an answer yet, it's just like I think we need to take control of the language again,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's coming up with a new term.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, IDEO came up with design thinking, right?
Sure.
People came up with some things like that. I used to use the term full spectrum designer,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it was kind of how I used to describe myself because um, everything was getting so siloed as far as design.
Right.
It is very siloed right now. Like
Right.
we're not in the time of the Eames anymore
right,
where a designer could come in and design your stationery and your product and your commercials and right? It's like that
right,
era is gone,
right,
but it doesn't have to be gone. It could come
right,
back.
right.
So, but I'm wondering if there's another way, another other words or other terminology, a way we can get the language back and own it. So it is so we can like control the perception of what
Right.
this is. Because if you could say, I'm whatever it is,
Hmm.
and people say, oh, what's that? Okay, now you got them, right? And then you can break down, this is what we do. This is, you
Right.
know, so I don't know. When you
Well,
what do you say? What do you say when you talk to your customers?
uh, like I said, first, they're not my customer yet. They just wanna see
Yeah,
what kind of person I am, what I can do.
yes,
So that tells you they're looking for a certain specific task ready person,
yes,
specialist. I walk in and then I never mention the word design.
yes, that's right.
I
You
walk
said
in,
that.
I walk in and then I tell them I'm a strategist that you need.
Hmm.
And you won't meet one like me anytime soon in 10 years. And because, and then I start telling the story. Because I went through a design, I've seen the wall that I hit and the
Mm,
problems. So I move on to different steps and I saw problems there. So it's not about the department, it's about the, like you said, all around person who understand the whole process.
mm,
And the key is I can't do an interview, like you said, with another designer or design manager or principal designer, whatever you call it.
mm-mm.
I can't do an interview with the bottom of the ladder.
No.
I need to do an interview with at least VP of the company so that person will understand how beneficial I am for that
Yeah,
company,
yeah.
for that organization. So that's the first step that I need to take. Lot more than lot more than showing my footsteps, my portfolio or my resume or anything.
Mm,
Most of the time you won't even need it because by the
yes.
time he makes his time slot to meet you,
Yeah,
it's make it or break it, you know. And then he knows even if I go through all the like 50 pages of like drawings, I won't
yeah,
know if it's good or not because I have another person for that.
yeah.
I just want to know what kind of guy this is. If he's
Mm,
gonna make me money or just bullshitter.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Mm,
So that's the approach that I take. And then, it's really hard to get into the habit of talking to them like them. It takes really long time because I'm so used to talking to just kind of like my level people,
yeah,
including a design director, a person kind of like Dan. It's just a title, right? We're all like same mentality.
yeah, yeah,
So that's why I start going into entrepreneurs meetings, and
yeah.
then I start talking to not different entrepreneurs. I was talking to investors, like older guys, and then I wasn't asking questions to them. I was just like, I don't know, just normal conversations, even if it's really short.
Yeah.
First of all, like when they saw me, they were like, "What? Who is this guy?" Is it
Mm,
pitching anything? Like,
yeah.
no, I'm not. I just wanted to learn how you guys talk because I
Mm.
think the secret is in there. And then they were like, oh, I don't know if I have that. I think you do.
So how do they talk? What was your takeaway from that? Like what is important to
They're
them?
they're a lot more straightforward.
Okay, yeah.
Not saying they're harsh.
Yeah.
They don't steer away from their point,
Mm,
even if the conversation gets longer.
yeah.
Say, I met a guy who invested in a lot of ski outfits and ski equipments,
Yeah.
mostly probably like in Canada and like maybe somewhere in Europe. And then first he was like, "How well do you know about snow sports?" And then I told him like, I don't know that well. All the technicality, I just know how to
Mhm.
ride. Based on my experience, I just know that much. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on in the industry, especially clothing lines.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about like the whole equipment line and everything. And
Yeah.
then we are talking about like clothing and everything. But he was focusing on specific straps and then the system that he invested in. So I thought that was the point. But he wanted to know how well I know the industry of whole,
Okay.
like how everything is connected.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this was a good example now I'm talking about it, but it's really easy to get the conversation kind of steer away into something you think interesting, but he has like one specific point that he
Mm,
wanted to get from me because
yeah.
like he's got everything else to provide,
Yeah.
but he wants by the time he's talking to me, he wants pick my brain and then get something of me.
Mm,
So he's always on hunt to get the topic.
yeah.
To me, that was very different. It's just like you only kind of feel through the conversation, but it's not harsh, it's not offensive or anything. But I don't know. I get distracted a lot because
Mm.
like if there's something interesting in the conversation, I move on to that subject and then try to somewhat impress my knowledge and then somewhat learn at the same time and then listen to other
Yeah.
people. But this guy is just like, I want to get that information from you, and then
Right.
that's only reason I'm talking to you.
Interesting.
So in a way, he's like already kind of like on top of the whole conversation,
So very
looking over.
focused.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to be focused.
Okay. Okay. Right.
But it's I think that's the kind of a common thing, whether it's entrepreneurs or investors in US or
Hmm.
Korea or anywhere.
Yeah.
They specifically know what they want from their conversation.
Mm,
There's no they don't talk to you.
right.
Yeah, just tap that, move on.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's the first most important thing that I got, and then
Okay.
most of the time, I don't think they're afraid of saying. Should I say that someone's wrong?
Okay.
If there's like a slight misinformation, and then a lot of people kind of twist that and then make it seem like it's kind of true. I
Hmm.
don't know if this makes sense, but they're not afraid to correct that, and then they're not
Okay.
afraid to correct if it was a weird feeling. I forgot what conversation it was, but I was talking to someone, and then I saw this. information, and then there wasn't uh, kind of 100% true.
Okay.
And then we were talking about that some subject, and then I told him this and this and this, and then first he didn't mean to humiliate me or anything. It was like conversation between like four people, and then what about this? Do you know about this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's first time hearing that. And he was like, you have no idea what this is. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
usually I get offended, right?
Right, right, right.
Like even if I don't know about it,
Sure,
but
sure.
I don't know how to put this. He was like,
Yeah,
you have no idea what this is. This is this and that, and then with your knowledge, with your information, it's related. It's just like it's different than like how teachers teach you.
right.
It slaps you and then teaches you the valuable lesson right there, and
Sure,
then you feel
sure.
much better.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
I can't
direct.
pinpoint what it is. I can't
I know what
pinpoint
you
what it
mean.
is.
I think I know what you mean. I mean, I've met guys like that before. But yeah, you have to be careful not to be offended.
Right, right,
You have to be able to really understand what they're
right,
saying
right,
and not be so easily offended. Because I think a lot of people they don't get to that level by being, wishy-washy or overly diplomatic
right,
or overly,
right,
it's just like, look, there's too much at stake. I need to communicate directly.
right,
So the information goes across. It's not personal.
right.
You know, I get that. That's interesting.
And then
I,
at that moment, I thought, he's not a CEO of any manufacturing company or anything like that. He's a really big investor, invests
hmm,
in a lot of people and like
yeah,
startups and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And then at that moment, I thought, wow, if a company have a CEO like this kind of person,
yeah,
that company will succeed, no matter what it is. If I have a boss like that, if I
right,
ever become a leader in a bigger organization, I'm gonna act like that. So he
right.
became like one of the benchmark person.
Interesting.
Funny
Interesting.
thing is, like I don't even remember his name, but I
But
gotta look up my
he made
old.
an impression. He made an impression on
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, I need to think about, I need to spend more time in those circles. Um,
yes. It's really you don't really have to go to like a. What where I went was I started from you know what happened? Belmont Shore Yacht Club in Long
mhm,
Beach.
yeah,
They have like meetings like, neighbors, and then those guys are rich, right? And then
yeah,
there's like some small events and stuff like that. So I start going there,
hmm,
and some events it was like very private, so I couldn't get in.
right.
So I was like, I tell them like I'm trying to move into this area. I want to see how neighbors are because
Yeah,
you know, like it seems fit my needs this area. And they're like,
right.
okay, well, chime in. And I'll tell them like if I have to pay, I'll pay right now. And they're like, oh, there's no interest fee or anything. It's just like it's very local. I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah. Hmm,
you know. So that kind of got
hmm,
me good experience just talking to them, and then I don't know. It's usually, especially in US. I don't know if it is still the same,
hmm,
but oh geez, it's 10 years ago when I was in US. It wasn't really hard to talk to anyone, ask a
right.
question. I wasn't portrayed as a weird psychopath, you know.
Right, right.
It's
Well,
just
I mean, I
coffee
guess it
shop,
gives, yeah.
just like, hey,
Hmm.
you seem like an important person. It's like, what? I don't know. It's just kind of throw a conversation.
Uh,
Because
no, good.
around the whole area, it was just like a lot of rich people, especially in the mornings. They like
Yeah.
to read their newspapers, just plan their day
Hmm.
or plan their investment and whatnot. So, go there and talk to them.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I need to just kind of get in the right circles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even just to learn.
Right.
Um, because I think that's my area too, is just learning how to properly communicate what it is I do in a way that is true to um, to my experience and age and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're right. There's something about the task specialist which is very limiting,
Right.
very
And
limiting.
really think about with all your experience,
Mm,
whether what kind of position it was, what kind of task it was, all those experience, with
yeah,
all that combined, what can
yeah,
you do now with all
right.
that knowledge? What are
Yes,
you? What's your next step? So you need
yeah,
to talk about your next step, not
right,
what you've
right,
done before, because like that's in the
right.
past.
Wow, wow.
Because all
That's a
those
good one right there.
your
Yeah,
past makes what you're gonna do next, right?
yeah. And
Because
with
like
that,
certainly you're
not
not gonna repeat what you did before.
no, I don't want to. And the thing
Exactly.
is, it's like with that, not only comes knowledge, but
Hmm.
also with that comes relationships and
Right, right,
resources as well.
right.
So, when you've been around enough, you know enough people, you know enough about how the what's they say? How the I forget what the term is, but anyways, how the sauce is made, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know enough of how it's made that you know all the parts that you need,
Right,
who you need to call,
right,
what resource, what skills do you need to get a hold of, in order to kind of put together a
right,
successful program, right?
right.
So, um, that's very interesting. That right stood out to me when you were talking about your next step.
Hmm.
So, promoting yourself and what you can do based on your next step,
Yeah,
not based on your past steps.
right.
And that shifted
So
my whole lot right there. Wow.
it might be a little hard at first. I mean, it's always
Mhm.
hard,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
you can start as like a certain position that you want to be
Hmm.
that you've never been before.
Yeah.
It's like in order to be in that position, judging from your past experience, say a car company's marketing director,
Hmm.
for example, right?
Right.
We've all experienced a certain person in that position, right? Whether
Yeah.
you're in a design studio or whatever. So we always talk shit about that. They were like, those fucking marketing guys, like they don't know jack shit about design, and then like they just, you know,
Yeah.
it was like burn shit, and then you know what I'm saying? It's just like a very instant. But in a way, let's say that there's a person in that position like yourself.
Hmm.
You can talk to them, and then he'll be like, no, 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 no. That's not the important thing. Your design, your
Right.
surface at that corner, that's not the important thing. What we need to
Yeah.
do is change the whole paradigm.
Yeah.
of this. And then company will survive through that, not through a beautiful surface.
Yes. Yes.
So if a person knows that and then adjusts that and then you can talk to them, not like having a nice conversation,
Yeah.
that guy knows what the fuck is talking about.
Yeah.
So I respect that. So, as an example, be that person your next step and then prepare or kind of arm yourself what that people or person lacks based on your previous experience.
Mm.
So that way, if the same job opening marketing director comes in, like I am better because
Right.
I'm not grown in a just marketing greenhouse. I came from dirt. I
Yeah.
came from clay modeling. I came from like design process. I know what they need. I know how the process is, and I know what this department is, and I know what this department needs. And
Yeah.
if you can find a better fit, go look for it. But
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, that whole idea of like knowing in design, we always focus so much on this,
Right,
right?
right.
And you don't realize that a recipe, a good recipe for any meal
Mm-hmm.
is not about the individual ingredient.
No, no.
It's about all the ingredients together,
Right,
right?
right,
And if you can have some great ingredients, but if the mix is wrong,
right,
it's not going to taste good.
right,
If it's not cooked the right way, it's not
right.
going to taste good, right?
Yeah.
Um, in a perfect world, all the ingredients are top notch,
Mm-hmm.
right? In a perfect world. But many times you had to, you had to get the meat that was on sale, right?
Right,
You had to use what you had in the cupboard, right?
right,
But you can
right,
still make an amazing dish because you know that it's the sum of the parts together,
right,
right? It's like a recipe or like a song, right?
right.
It's like that one drum
Mm-hmm.
is not the song, but like the drum and the guitar and you know,
Right,
the vocal, all that together
right.
is what provides this beautiful outcome. And so I think that's something that designers
And if
often
I
miss.
if I add something to that,
Yeah.
I think you're much broader even than the dish.
Mm.
In a
Yes.
restaurant,
Yes. It's the rest. It's the
it's not
ability.
always the food that sells it,
No,
right?
it's the
It's
service.
right.
It's
Sometimes it's the
the
wine, sometimes it's
yes,
the atmosphere,
yes,
sometimes it's just the owner, how he laughs, how he
yeah,
talks to people. There's
yes,
so many things, right?
yeah, yeah.
But like you
That
said, it was a really good example. Even if the steak shit and then the onion's really good,
yes,
I don't know. Is
yeah,
it a good dish? Is it a good experience? Well, that onion was a
right.
man. That was amazing. Who talks like that? You know?
Nobody talks like that.
Yeah,
No.
that onion came from like I don't know, like some Middle East. I- Who cares,
Yeah.
dude? You know?
This is the thing. I remember when we were at Mitsubishi and we were trying to come up with that whole like soul tech um
Sure.
thing,
Right.
right? And at the time we were thinking, okay, dealership, product, the whole thing, right? We were trying. Um, but our benchmark, one of our benchmarks was the Starbucks experience.
Right.
And even though Starbucks is old and we get it, I still think a lot of people still don't understand um,
What sells?
what that was,
Yeah.
why it works.
Right.
It's people still because it's old,
Uh
it's
huh.
not new anymore. It's just people just think, oh, that's just that's the new normal.
Right.
but they still don't understand that you are paying for so much more than a
Right.
cup of coffee,
Right.
that you are paying for an
Dude, I
experience.
just bought one this morning.
There you go. Right? You're paying for consistency,
Right.
you're paying for service,
Right.
you're paying for there's a comfort in it
Right.
nowadays. Somehow they've
Right.
created the brand. There's a comfort in buying the Starbucks. Like my
Right.
wife is Starbucks all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when she works, she does her work at Starbucks. She does everything. And
Right.
it's it's the experience. They go there, they know her name,
Right.
they know her order.
Right.
Um,
It's
it's
not about the coffee. It's not about the
no,
taste of coffee, the
not really.
beans. No,
No,
nothing.
no, it's
Nothing.
something else. And it's the
Right.
experience. And they were
Right.
really smart because you have to take that experience, figure out how to distill that down
Right.
to understand how that all came together.
Right.
And then that way, when they make changes,
Mm-hmm.
they still are not making changes that blow up the recipe, right? They
Right.
they make changes but still hold true to the that experience that they want the customer to have, that they're
Right.
willing to pay, you know, more money than the coffee is really worth, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's really interesting now you brought up the Starbucks. I
Hmm.
remember I was sitting at different coffee shops when I was in Long Beach. There's
Yeah.
Starbucks, and then of course, like McDonald's, and then other
Hmm.
uh, independent coffee shops and stuff. What's really interesting is how customers, their voice tones, and then the level of like a range of volume, say,
Hmm.
it's almost consistent at Starbucks. Like, say, very open coffee shops, like some people talk loud, some people, even if there's like a music
Hmm.
playing and everything, at
Yeah.
Starbucks, people are somewhat within that certain range of conversational voice. So you don't really intrude into other people's like cozy moment, yet you can still talk. I think they really study that background music volume and
Yeah.
how it affects people.
Yes.
So I think that kind of mentally goes into your brain saying like a certain mood. When I was at Starbucks, I was having this kind of mood. It kind of
Mm.
embedded into your brain. So you kind of absorb that as your whole experience. Nothing
So
was really bothering me.
so that combined with the smell,
Sure.
that combined with visual layout,
Right?
lighting,
Right? All the
that
inviting wooden furnitures and
wood
then like
furniture,
color contrast and everything.
right? That combined with seating arrangements,
Right.
right? So when you come in, it's like you almost it's like almost like a behavior
Right.
modification. So
Right.
you come in and all your senses, right, are
Right.
like you now conform because you want to be at harmony with this environment.
Right.
You don't want to disrupt this environment.
Right.
You want to be part of it.
Right. It's really interesting because mostly, Starbucks around me here, it's kind of there's no like a small one around me. But
Yeah.
most of the time when I walk in, I don't go straight to the menu on top. It's not like a hot dog or hamburger place. You just walk
Yeah.
in, look at the menu, and oh, I want like double cheeseburger. I want, you kind of walk through the gate and then look at all the like tumblers and all the bottles and stuff,
Mm,
and then you see the cashier like way at the end,
yeah.
and then you see the menu. Or a lot of times like you kind of know what you want already.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, we're talking about Starbucks, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But anyways,
It's
uh,
important.
before I forget, plus like I wanted to talk to you. You brought up like that the whole design, what we know, and then how everything is kind of like a the war design is tamed in a way, right?
Yes, it has less meaning.
Right, right,
When everything is design, nothing
right,
is design.
right.
Okay.
I've been just thinking about that for the last almost like year plus.
Okay.
Now I'm saying, is it wrong? Or is that idea, was it within ourselves, right?
Maybe, but this is what I
I know
would
what you're
say.
saying.
But this is what I
Because
would say about that.
right.
Um, I think in some ways it was within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because we have these skills,
Right.
and only people with these skills are designers, what we think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But before the terminology changed,
Right.
there were still people developing software, developing insurance products, developing financial products.
Right.
Um, so if they've always done design,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we've always done design,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And if we're wrong
Mm-hmm.
about trying to own that
Mm-hmm.
only, what do we do now? How do we set ourselves apart?
Yeah. It, it's what I'm saying is, I guess the word, what it contains, how holistic it is.
Yes.
It's the word itself, right? And then now we know, especially in now the era we're in order to make something, and then in order something to be born, it needs so much more within or without the design itself, the whole process, right?
Mm,
And to me, just right before it hits the boundary of becoming an art, what our background defines, not just the design, but understanding of the whole process, how to make something to be born in this world, not just in a instant gratification way.
mm,
I don't know if that makes sense.
mm,
Because I was going to a small museum the other day, and then actually the painter, the artist, was there. And I didn't know. I was
mm.
just kind of I had some free time before a meeting, and then so I just kind of walk into fast. And then this person was kind of like so happy to see me because like there was no one else in the
Right.
museum. I was
Yeah.
just kind of, this is interesting. This is interesting brush stroke. And then as I was
Yeah.
passing by, he was like, well, do you like this painting? I was like, ah, it's all right, you know. And then he was like, well, I painted that. It's one of my paintings. Wow, awesome! Congratulations. Looks nice. And then she was talking about the whole brush strokes and then all the mediums that she used. It's interesting, but I can tell she was within herself.
Yeah.
She lost me like 10 minutes
Yeah.
ago, and then I need to go.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. it looks good. If I had to buy it, I'll pay this amount of money.
Yeah.
At that moment, I was thinking maybe, in a way, design is it's like that.
Yeah.
Of course, in order to make that, it takes a tremendous manpower, hours, dedication, passion, and everything. But
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end, man, at the end,
Yeah.
and then it's really funny. After a meeting that day,
Hmm.
I think the day before I was having a Zoom meeting with Dan Sims, and then I was thinking about like Mitsubishi. To me, if I think like a strategist
Yeah.
for that moment, that company,
Yeah. Yeah.
I would invest so much into colors. I would own all the colorful because like design itself, yeah, it's
Hmm.
whatever, it's not
Right.
the best in the industry, probably
Right.
like
Right.
close to bottom half.
Right.
If we had all the unique colors at
Mm.
that moment, at least people will know on the street because like we're not Honda, we're not Toyota.
Yeah.
And those are all silver, white, black, sometimes dark blue.
Yeah.
But if we have orange, yellow, green, crazy ones, like oh, that that that's Mitsubishi right there. Whether it's good or not, at
Right.
least people know.
Yeah.
But all the colors, we're trying to be somewhat sophisticated. Fuck no, our cars are not sophisticated.
No.
It's a rice rocket or Econobox or bigger Econobox or wannabe truck, something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
at least do some crazy colors.
Yeah. That's interesting because what's very interesting is there's a lot of people who pick their cars based on colors,
Right, right,
brand and colors
right,
and function, right?
right.
Um, I don't know about in Korea, but I mean, do you have a lot of Toyotas in Korea or not?
Um, yes, some more Lexus.
Lexus, okay.
Yeah.
So there is the Toyota Camry here. There is a version of that car with a very atypical color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
It'll be exterior white or gray or whatever, but they have a bright red interior for the Camry.
Like red seats and.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm.
It's very let's see.
Is that for like a midlife crisis little gift?
Uh I don't know. It's
Maybe.
really
Hey, maybe. Why
maybe,
not?
maybe, but what's interesting about it is just like every time I see this car, I'm like, I cannot believe this is what Toyota's doing on the Camry, right?
Hmm.
And I mean, it looks good. I mean, it looks
Right.
cool. Let me see if I can share it. I'm going to share it in the chat.
Okay. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to the
Sure,
bathroom
sure,
real
sure,
quick.
sure.
All right, let's check that out.
Yeah. But I was thinking about what you just said, like, and when I see that
Whoa.
car, right, when I see that car, and here's another image that's
I don't know why. I just picture Mini. Mini will do this.
right, but Toyota's doing it. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
So so this is kind of going to your point where if we had taken a more adventurous approach to
Right.
color and material,
Right.
which would have been easier, it would have been an easier path to take, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, could that have, what kind of effect could that have had on our brand? I mean, here now they take the Toyota Camry and they're trying to turn it into like, you know, like BMW, right? With the red interior in BMW. And
Right.
it's I have to say, I mean, every time I see it, I'm like, wow, I can't believe they I mean, I guess at this point in Toyota, they can do anything they want, right? They can afford to be very adventurous,
Right.
but I think you're right. I think at Mitsubishi,
You know, think more extreme into like this. What if at that time we don't supply white, silver, black, except those three colors, we supply everything else.
that's where you get that's where you fight the product planning, right? Because silver
Right.
is the most popular color,
Right.
right?
Right. But that's
Yeah,
most popular color not for just us, for everybody, every
for
car
everybody.
manufacturer out there.
Yes, yes, yes,
And what are they not doing?
right.
We need to venture into that.
Yeah,
We already don't have a market share. You
yeah,
know, we're not gonna compete head to head with Camry or Honda Accord or
yeah,
Civic.
yeah, yeah.
So by having a same silver Lancer will, in your imagination, go wild against Civic? Probably not.
What's interesting is you probably could, if you think about like paint is one thing, right?
Yeah,
But interior trim gives you more potential options
sure.
when it comes to like, let's say seats, right?
Right,
Like, can you pick from 4 or 5 different seat colors? I mean, that's always something that's seen as premium.
right.
Um, but if you had designed around, I'm sure you could design it in a way
Hmm.
or design the system in a way where a smaller, a cheaper product, smaller company could do it,
Right,
and still provide that sense of excitement for the consumer.
right.
Um,
Well, I think at that time, especially, I don't know how it is right now. It's probably worse, but
yeah.
you know, on the road, you pass by, you know, on the other side of the intersection, you know,
Mhm.
you won't know if it's Mitsubishi or whatever,
Yeah,
Chevy,
yeah,
especially like econobox cars, right?
yeah, yeah,
So that company need to be seen to people and then let them know what's what.
yeah,
That's a Mitsubishi car. And then a lot of the times when you want to choose different colors, you have to pay more. What if you provide, say, let's go crazy, like 36 different colors with no additional cost?
hmm, Hmm.
Interiors the same because you're not gonna see interiors from out on the road.
Well, that's true. Hmm.
I don't know if I was a strategist that can work with like a design department. I would suggest
Yeah,
that pick something that's shocking, interesting, except fluorescent paint.
right.
And then it's not that hard because like in 70s, late 60s, Dodge Plymouth offered 48 colors for cars.
Crazy. Well, the thing is the systems are too, though, are something's wrong with the systems because paint is one of the most expensive aspects now
Yeah,
of car development. This is why
right.
Tesla only has
Yeah,
four colors,
right.
and um, Cybertruck doesn't have any paint, right?
Right.
So it's just like there's something about it that needs a kind of a revamping how we do colors.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, some
It's
people are
it's
trying to do the
really
wrap.
interesting. It's really interesting because like we always talk about we need to offer something to people who don't want to buy, say, Toyota Camry or Civic. Offer something different,
Right.
but same fucking silver, same blue, same black. You know, it's
I
a little
know.
different, but it's not gonna
Oh,
show any difference.
and to me, what's amazing and annoying is how much time we'll spend developing colors
Hmm.
that are the exact same color that somebody else has.
Right, right,
And we'll tune a black, it's a special black.
right,
This is,
right,
or it's a special blue, but it's like, okay, it looks just like this blue. Like
right.
to me, it's similar to the iPhone problem.
Right, right,
Whereas like iPhone came up, like my friend, good guy, love him, modeler guy. He's
right.
been working at Apple for a while now,
Hmm.
and he posts on LinkedIn, "I'm so proud to be part of this team on the new iPhone," right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm looking at it, and this guy is a top-notch alias modeler,
right.
top-notch,
Yeah,
and his career peaks
yeah.
is designing these rectangles with really nice radius lead in.
Yes,
That's like it. And then they have the new one, the new iPhone, which is everybody's they're making such a big deal. I don't know what the big deal is.
right.
Oh, it has the plateau.
Sure,
Has the plateau for the,
sure.
and I'm like, all we're doing is doing the same thing over and over again and
Right,
calling it new. It's not new.
right.
It's the
See,
same thing. We're just
see,
fooling ourselves.
that's why I said about the whole like within ourselves, the whole design.
Yes, yes,
People view us like that.
I guess so. Yeah,
We need to wake up.
we need to
That's
wait.
not that's not the important thing.
Yeah.
And really, really think about it. You become
Mhm.
a say like top-notch hotshot designer.
Hmm.
How much will you make in a year?
Yeah.
Maybe at the max, probably like I don't know, 400,000, 500,000. If you really push the envelope.
If you become a design director or
Right,
something.
right,
So click. I put the image in the chat.
right. Yeah. I just saw this yesterday at the Apple store.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the pinnacle
Right,
of industrial design right now.
right, right. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna buy the Air
Yeah.
because I was thinking differently, but when I went to the store, that kind of how should I say I don't know what whether it was intentional or not, I I don't like, especially Apple, trying to hit all the, you know, hexagon graph, everything like 7 plus
Yes.
on every area, right? But at
Yes.
least the air was like a specifically focused. It needs to be thin as possible.
Sure.
Make it work. Make that shit work, no matter what it
Sure.
takes. Even
Sure. I
if
mean, we
it's
gotta
got,
have it. It's
yeah,
not like it's not like anybody else is doing better than these guys right now.
exactly,
But it's
exactly,
just like I cannot believe that this is where we are
right,
after all the years.
right,
It's almost like anti-design. It's almost like no design.
exactly,
It's design, but it's no design.
right.
Um, I mean, they spend all their time on this phone on the rate on putting lead in to the
Hmm.
radiuses.
Yeah,
That is the claim to fame
yeah,
is we do lead in the radiuses. We don't do tangent. We
right,
have lead in, and that makes it
right,
quality.
right.
Like, okay, I know I've been doing this my whole career. I understand why that's better.
Yeah.
But we design is so stagnant right now. Um, maybe it is good that design is that the name is getting um,
Well, I mean,
co-opted
think
by
of
everybody.
think about like font and graphic designs.
Yeah.
The whole kerning and everything on
Yes.
websites,
Yes.
does that even matter? It's all done by programmers now, right?
Yes.
So you go up to them like, no, the space, it needs to be closer. It's like, why don't you
Yeah.
fucking program it then? Why don't you code it? It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that. You
Doesn't
know,
work like that.
like you need to use Akiten's that specific font. Like, no, just use Nodal Sans. That's what
Yeah.
you need to use
Yeah.
because not everybody have that font installed on your computer.
It's the new form follows function.
Right, right,
It's the new version of that,
right,
right? The function is limiting the form.
right.
And so, you get to a point where, yeah, what is design? What is design? Now, I do this Apple Air is cool with the metal band that kind of goes around it.
Yeah.
This here I put it in the I didn't realize that
Yeah.
the edge around there is kind of cool.
What I thought was really not the pro or not the regular version, but this one,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that plateau they're talking about.
Yes.
Now the whole processor and everything is within that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, that's like that's cool because like if any company, Apple, if Jobs was alive, you know, he would probably make people do that
See, but
because
what you
everything
would
else
do
is just
then,
a screen and battery.
right? But then this is where you should be able to get creative with the screen. So if everything is in there,
Hmm.
right, then you should be able to do something with the screen, the shape, or something a little bit more to give more options. Whether it's a fold, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's seems like they have that now. Okay, and now you have this screen, which
Right.
you need the screen, but it's like, what else can we do with the screen now? But we're a slave to the content.
Hmm.
And so now the content dictates the
Right.
screen.
Right.
So, hmm,
Just only thing that's kind of a little lacking is the human factors in it. When
Mm,
you grab it, no
yeah,
matter what size hands you have, average, it's a tad bit wide. I think it
yeah,
needs to be a little more kind of
more narrow.
yeah, slightly narrow.
Yeah,
That would have been perfect.
yeah.
But I think what it is right now, for a long time, I told you like I haven't changed my phone, SC2, because like everything else that came out after that, like Steve Jobs will never approve that thing.
No,
He would just throw that phone on some, I don't know, that guy's face.
yes.
But
I
that,
think,
it's like, oh,
yeah,
that's close. That's close. It's a good
right.
step. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that they're no longer trying to think about new ways for the user
Right.
to interface and to advance the experience.
Right.
Um, they're just stuck in the same mode with this big
Exactly.
ass screen,
Exactly.
and it's just like they're not really trying to elevate the
Right.
human experience to make them better. And I
Right.
think that was Steve Jobs' thing was, yes, he wanted to sell the product, but he saw the product as a way to make the world a better place.
Right.
So when this phone thing became what
Mm-hmm.
it became a necessity,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like no longer making the world a better place.
Right.
The only way to make the world a better place with it is to rethink it,
Right.
right? When it comes to products, it's like, okay, what's better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've done this now for, you know, almost 20 years now.
Right.
What's better?
Right.
And it's weird. I that the lack of innovation is remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of the content, because of content is controlling it, everything. That's bigger than the phone, right? Used to be the phone was the bigger than the content.
Right.
That was the bigger event, right? Now the content every day is the bigger event.
Well, that, and I think Apple as a group
Mm-hmm.
almost forgot who they are, or
Yeah,
what they are.
100%. Yes.
They know who
Yes.
they are,
Yes.
but I think they forgot what they are, if that
Yes.
makes sense, right?
They forgot what their place is supposed in society is supposed to be.
Right.
And they're supposed to be pushing, advancing the human experience and technology. Okay.
Right.
But what they became was a very trendy thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? A must have product for everybody.
Right.
And the advancement was strictly in the performance of the hardware.
Right.
This is why they can't this is why they couldn't come up with the car. They tried.
Right.
This is why their Apple Glass thing is a failure,
Right.
right? This is why they're never the first to
Mm-mm.
make anything anymore.
Mm-mm.
The Apple Watch is successful,
Mm-hmm.
but they watched everybody else make a watch first.
Right.
So I'm going to say the Apple Watch is for them, even though they were not first to the market. The Apple Watch is the most innovative thing they've made in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's changed how people live.
Right.
So it's interesting to me. It's like I don't know. Just they're too big now.
Yeah. It's just I always look back and think how personal computers didn't have font system before Steve Jobs.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, that's imagine imagine at that moment how many engineers, how many programmers were saying, "What
Wow.
the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yes.
Why do we
Yes.
need that shit?"
Yes. Yeah.
Imagine the hurdles you have to go through. Imagine how many people you have to convince. And even if
Wow.
you made that product, how many people actually will use that?
Yeah.
But hey, that's why Mac became graphic designer's choice.
He saw the future. He
Right,
saw a better future.
right,
And I don't know. I don't know if we have that anymore right now. We do somewhere,
right.
but not there.
It makes a tremendous, not just courage,
Yeah.
a in a way, a little bit of a dictatorship, a little bit of
Yes.
cockiness.
Yeah.
It you all need that, and then you should be ready to get all the fire from like everyone else around you.
Yes. Yeah.
It's me against the world,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, that's Elon Musk right now, right?
Yeah, right.
It's just like, and this is whole idea is just like, I want to make the future.
Yeah,
And I want to create a vision of the future that
right,
feels different. It looks different. It makes people excited
right,
about the future.
right,
Because if you're not excited about the future, it really affects everything, your life. I mean, you would say, oh, these are just little products. They are,
right,
but they represented optimism
right,
for the future, and
right,
they no longer represent that. So what's the next step? Because what product are there? What are people developing that's pushing that like sense of optimism for the future? Like,
hmm,
this is the future I want to live in. Yeah.
right.
So, hmm, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think I really hope, I think you are, but in a way, get away from the whole design cocoon
Yeah.
that trying to trap you.
Right.
I think your personality and then your tendencies are a lot bigger than that. It's just most of the time in the system that we are all institutionalized and then
We
thought
are.
that was the way.
We are.
But in a
Yes.
way, if you look far beyond, people who makes, money, success, and then really do chasing their dreams
Mm-hmm.
is not strapped in a technicality.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
they combine all their life experience, whether it's professional or not, and then pour that focus all that into their next step. And then I think your next portfolio or introductory document
Mm.
will have that.
Yeah.
If you kind of focus on that, it'll make it much
Yeah.
better.
Appreciate the talk, man.
Hey, no problem, man.
I
Hey,
do. I
I'm
do.
going through the same thing every day, dude.
Yeah.
Just promote my company, but more than promote, actually, explanation about my company.
Yeah.
When possible client come in, I don't bring in any portfolios or anything. I just
Mm.
I just go in and talk,
Right.
and then most of the time, because I know they expect oh, I've done this, I've done that, this and
Yeah,
that, and then that's kind of a accustomed way, right?
yeah,
And then if I step into that, as soon as I get into that, I'm in their limitations.
yes,
So no matter what I say, they'll be judging me based on that.
yeah, which is a very subjective thing. It's like everybody has different opinions on what they like and don't like,
Sure.
and then they judge you based on something that is ultimately not that important,
Right.
right? I
I,
mean,
I
it's
just become that artist that was explaining the
right.
whole
Yes,
brushstroke to me, right?
yes, you're right. You're right.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you pour a lot of hours and your passion into it, but
right.
eh, that's cool.
I think you're right. And I think the era that we're in right now, with especially with the AI revolution happening right now,
Hmm.
those technical specialties
Hmm.
will become less valuable
Hmm.
because it'll be so easy
Right.
to get an output.
Right.
So then when that's easy, I mean, we experienced a little bit when, jobs and engineers when, people were going to India and getting it
Hmm.
for cheap. So
Right.
now that just made it cheap for everybody, right?
Right.
So now this is going to do that for a lot of things.
Hmm.
So what's left? It's the it's the human connection.
Hmm.
The answer to the AI thing is humanity,
Right.
the human connection.
Right.
So being able to communicate that, um, I think is very important, and that's probably where the opportunity is for us. You know, I
Right.
mean, you're already doing it, but yeah.
Not as much, but you know, I'm trying. I'm trying.
uh,
But it's the mentality. It's the mentality.
yeah.
I still get the same thing, even if I kind of say the same thing to different designers or my friends from a long time ago.
Hmm.
You know, they still the response is not like you. It's just like they try to defend how important it is. And then I tell them like, you don't think I know? You don't think
Yes.
I'm like even less than that? Less
Yeah.
than how you feel about that? No, I
Yeah.
understand that. I know that. But
They're
where we're
very
going,
invested in it. They're invested,
exactly,
and they can
exactly.
do it when you have something that you can do really well,
Uh-huh.
better than anybody else.
Right,
You really want to protect it.
right, right.
But the problem is what you want is not necessarily reality.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And in a lot of design roles, especially automotive, they still think that way. They're able to still, you know, keep in our little bubble,
Right, right.
but the rest of the world, everything else is moving on. And
Exactly.
pretty soon our bubble is just going to burst,
Right.
right? Some car company is going to be like,
Yeah.
we don't need all this, we'll
Right.
just do, we'll just do,
If people don't buy cars of that company, there's no fucking design. There's no design department. There's nothing. There's no color.
right,
There's
right.
nothing.
Yeah,
There's no you.
yeah, 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 yeah. We need to be able to, and it's sad because the whole point of design, especially industrial design, is to try to predict the future
Right.
and design for the future. but we don't want to. We want to keep it in the past
Right.
because we remember that and we think that was better.
Yeah.
But even in the future can still be retro, right?
Right.
You can still trends come and go,
Sure.
but society moves on and we have to know where society is going
Right.
and help guide it. We know it, you're not going to be able to bring it all the way back,
Mm-mm.
okay? But you can nudge it.
Right.
You can nudge it here, you can nudge it there
Right.
because you're developing product.
Right.
So, so that's where we need to be. It's like being a surfer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to ride the wave, but you can master the wave, right? And that is yeah, I know a lot of designers aren't thinking like this. Maybe more product designers are a little bit more flexible in their mind.
Oh no.
Industrial design, no? Like,
Especially nowadays, no, even worse.
oh
Even
man,
worse.
wow.
Because like it's kind of like what happened to Apple too. They just
Okay.
rely heavily on
Yeah.
manufacturers'
Yes.
new kind of upgrade graphics card or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to have that to achieve that program's full potential.
Yeah.
Not that it matters to your design taste or not, you know.
No. No.
So irrelevant,
Yeah.
you know. Oh,
Mm.
hey, what if the whole fucking electricity goes down? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be able to pen your sketch? Are you gonna
Right.
be able to just do a tape drawing and then start carving foam? Anything? No, no, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. It's just your conversation now. It got me remember this a new product. I don't know if it came out or it's, it's gonna come out. I don't know if this was the exact thing that I saw before. It's a cassette tape and older audio player shaped,
Okay.
and then I think last time I think it was like Instagram or YouTube. I
Are
saw
you talking
this
about
like an
like teenage engineering, like their stuff?
I don't know if it was teenage engineering, but it was like a cassette tape look-alike,
Okay.
not an MP3 player. I'm sure it's like a streaming thing connected to it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
on top of the cassette player, there's like a play, rewind buttons. And then I think this company makes that cassette tape player into something else too. I don't
Oh,
know. I gotta look at it. But the whole buttons are all really kind of a old school actual button that pushes in, you know.
yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, and
Yeah.
it's expensive. Look at the belt clip.
Let's see.
Jesus, that's totally like Walkman
Oh,
belt
yeah.
clip.
That is okay. That is similar to the engineering products.
Yeah,
Um, wow, that is as basic as it gets, huh?
yeah. But in a way, it's kind of cool, right?
It's very
Like,
cool.
hey,
Well, have you
why
seen,
not?
and what's interesting is I've been seeing like especially a lot of the fashion and graphics that
Yeah,
a lot of the really young kids are into right now.
yeah,
It's almost like anti-design.
right,
It's
right.
just a word. It's like it's not even no real graphics, no real, there's something, wow, look at this. But okay, but so this actually you put a cassette in it though still.
I think so. So this is
Wow.
not the product.
For
But how do you?
160 bucks.
How do you? I guess if you still have your mixtapes or from a
Well,
long
what you
time ago, you can
do,
still play it.
yeah, but what you do is what's really popular here are a lot of the young, like college age people love to go to the thrift stores
Mm,
and buy old, not only old clothes, but old
yeah,
cassette tapes and records.
yeah.
So
Maybe
that's become trendy
VHS
now.
too. Yeah, videotapes
Yes,
probably.
it's become trendy.
This is cool.
Something
No one
about
makes
that.
that anymore. It's limited.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
crazy.
limited.
For real. That's interesting. We are rewind. That is some major retro.
Yeah.
It's
See, I
funny because
think
the people who buy this never grew up with this stuff.
no. Right.
That's what's crazy about it. Like I grew up with this stuff, okay?
Sure.
Like even their headset, they have an earphone that looks like the old Walkman headset, but it's
Mm-hmm.
wireless.
Right.
And that's really interesting.
We need to do something like this, dude. Because like
Yeah.
our generation is
Mhm.
thinning down, I guess. And
Yeah.
then we're the only generation who understand both sides,
We're the only ones. Yes.
right? We're the
Yes.
last of the whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
leftovers
Yeah. Yeah.
from the past.
It's true.
So we're the ones who can do this.
That's so funny.
People after us, they won't know what it is.
And the funny thing is, like, it's I remember the feeling when I was a kid with
Hmm.
my Walkman,
Yeah,
how special it was.
yeah,
That feeling as a kid was more special than this is,
right.
even though this is light years ahead,
Yeah.
right? To me, like being at home, having my tape, you know,
Hmm.
listen to the
Yep.
song,
Radio, recorded,
rewinding it, you know,
double decker.
yes,
This.
yeah, recording.
Yeah.
That was so much more special.
Yeah.
And I feel like what we have now, it's too much of a good thing.
Right.
And
Too much
uh,
convenience
yes,
in a way.
too much
Everybody
convenience.
becomes lazy.
Everything's at your fingertips.
Right.
Nothing is because of that. Nothing is special anymore.
Right. Dude, I still
Um,
remember when I was you know, after school when I was in high school, go to this park with my friends to play basketball all the time, and then I used to always bring my yellow Sony that I think it's called boombox. You know, just bring
mhm.
it there and then have music playing. I
Yeah,
don't think it had a CD player. I think it was just radio and then maybe a
right.
cassette
Yeah,
insert. I used to always bring that. There was just kind of like
yeah,
it's got a handle.
yeah. I
But
always had
now
my
like
yeah,
Bluetooth speakers are like a small, nice aluminum. Yeah, it's cool on your desktop, but if you want to bring
not
it
special
outside,
anymore. Yeah,
yeah, you need something that's kind of interesting, right? Like a boombox.
yeah. Something with some feedback, something with
Yeah.
some buttons that move, something with some weight, and um, where that was the experience. I mean, I remember I used to taking the bus to school, put on my headphones and listen
Yeah.
to my, you know,
Right.
mix rap,
Yeah.
CDs,
Yeah.
from that's back in the 80s, right? 80s um it- and it became almost like the soundtrack of your life
Right.
because for me, like I'm on the bus, I'm looking out the window, I'm listening to this, and it's like I'm in my own movie
Right. Right.
with the soundtrack moving through the world, right?
Right.
And yeah, and I really think that when Steve Jobs was making products,
Uh-huh.
this is the kind of feeling he had
I
making
think so.
products,
Yeah,
that the
I think so.
products would somehow enhance your life
Right.
and add to your life. in a
Right.
way that made life fun and
Right.
interesting. And it wasn't meant to take you out of the world.
Right.
Like this is meant to take you out of the world,
Right.
right? People live in this now.
Yeah.
I'm inside
Like
here.
you're in that meta universe.
Yes, yes. Whereas, like, we need to be finding ways, better ways to move through the world,
Right.
not escape the world.
Right.
And so it's, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
think
And I
about it.
think that
Even
these products
even
are.
the even the player name was Walkman, right?
Yes, yes,
Because you can listen to
yes,
your music while you're walking.
yes. Yeah.
Nowadays, like, what do you call that? It's sleepy man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad man? I don't
Yeah.
know.
This is causing us to become more detached from the world that we live
Right.
in.
Right.
And, it's definitely, yeah. I need to think about this with my daughter. I need to think about my youngest daughter and think about how I can help her
Is she really
engage
into
better with the
like
world.
a meta universe life
She's
thing?
no, no, and she's very artistic. She crochets. She does a lot of stuff, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But she's not outgoing. She doesn't like to go outside. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, okay.
She doesn't like to interact with people, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I wish, I
Mm.
wish I could help her engage with the world better,
Mm.
you know? So I don't know. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think that's in a way in general, current generations kind of
yeah,
not a problem, but the situation they're in. I mean, they
yes,
only know that, right? We
yes,
can't
yeah,
blame
yeah.
them because like
No,
we had that experience, right? We
yes,
had
yes,
like the other way of
yeah,
experience.
yeah,
So we
yeah,
know that side is better for your mental or just overall health.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Wait, on that note, I gotta get going. I gotta
All right, man.
do dinner and get with the family and all that stuff. So
Sounds good, dude. Sounds
yeah,
good.
great
All
talk,
right,
man.
man. It was yeah, great talk. Likewise.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon, dude.
All right, take it easy.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.